Cost of living and regenerating the high street are some of the key areas people in Erdington want their next MP to focus on. A by-election has been triggered following the sudden death of Labour MP Jack Dromey. He was the MP here for 12 years. Since this seat was created in 1974, it has always delivered a Labour MP. In the last general election in 2019, Jack Dromey saw his majority reduced to 3,601 votes. Some credit his popularity as the reason why Labour has held on to this seat. More than half of the population here voted to leave the European Union in 2016. So could this so-called safe seat now switch hands?
Well, I used to be Conservative, then I moved to Labour. But I think I'm moving back now because not a lot being done.
Well, I don't know. We're thinking about it at the moment. With all that's gone on in the government, I think a lot of people are thinking about whether they're going to vote this time round. So I don't know yet.
I've been a Labour person for the last 31 years since I could vote, and I've trusted them all the way.
There are 12 candidates up for the job, and hoping to secure a victory for Labour is former NHS nurse Paulette Hamilton.
I'm not coming here to fill Jack Dromey's shoes. I'm coming here to be Paulette Hamilton. Brexit was of its time, but Brexit is not the issue that is highlighted at the door. The issues that are being highlighted at the door around jobs and skills, and it's also around regenerating our high streets. And as I've said before, it's around the economic crisis that we are currently facing.
Standing for the Tories is Robert Alden. He's been a councillor in Erdington for 16 years.
In terms of whether we can win here in what would traditionally be called a Labour stronghold, well, people said we couldn't win the council seat here in Erdington, and now it's got Conservative councillors on one of them. People said we couldn't win the council seats in King's Standing, and now there's Conservative councillors there. So what we've seen here is that the Conservatives have a record of working locally for Erdington, King's Standing and Castlevale, a record of fighting for residents, and hopefully on March the 3rd, residents will see that that's the kind of MP they want in Parliament.
And hoping to follow on from the success of the North Shropshire by-election is Liberal Democrat Lee Dargue.
We've seen, even here in the West Midlands, we've won by-elections, obviously North Shropshire last year, so we're on the up as a party, but we've got something to offer. We're looking at a really strong package of stopping people from having a tax hike in April, making sure that energy bills are really cut, not this fudge that we've seen from the government. People are finding it really difficult to decide between heating or eating.
Nearly half the population live in areas classed as deprived, and many here say they want change. Who will bring that change? We'll find out on Friday. Balvinder Sidhu for GB
Yeah, and it's interesting, this, isn't it, really? Because it's...
We need to. There are by-election laws here. Important. We need to show all of those candidates who are standing in this election. I wonder if we can show that on our screens now. So for those of you listening on the radio, the candidates include Robert Alden for the Conservative Party. Oh, no, it's gone.
And some others as well.
Check out this on social media if you're listening on the radio. There are lots of candidates. Actually, some really interesting candidates. Lots of smaller parties standing as well. Of course, the Monster Raving Loony Party, the Trade Unionist Socialist Coalition, the Christian People's Alliance, all sorts.
Yeah.
All sorts.